All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 7 of the semester here as we roll closer and closer to the halfway point of the semester. We are here in week 7. I'm your professor, Dr. Sean Clavel, and this is Anatomy and Physiology here at Arizona Western College as we prepare for our exam number 3. Again, exam number 3 is going to be over chapters 4 and 5. That is the histology chapter as well as the integumentary system. So we'll be looking at the different types of tissues that make up the integumentary system as well as the other parts of the body. You can see here that our exam number 3 will be available on the 29th. So starting first thing in the morning, Thursday morning, and it'll be available until midnight on Sunday. So you'll have the weekend to complete exam number 3. Closes on March the 3rd. I believe that's Sunday. There it is. Yep, on Sunday. There will be 2 parts to this exam. So what you'll see is that this is the first exam. That the points have incrementally increased each time. Our first exam was worth 75 points. Our second exam was worth 100 points. This one's worth 125. Our last 3 exams, exam number 4, 5, and 6, will be worth 150 points each. And the part that will increase primarily will be the practical component of it. So identifying the different parts of the body as it relates to, in this part, the skin, is going to be important to understand. Uh, let's take a look. I have another slide here. The first part of the exam is, as you might be familiar with, it's our part 1. We'll call it the multiple choice, multiple answer part of the exam. There won't be any questions really. It'll be just some straightforward questions with multiple choice or multiple answers. Pick one of the following or pick more than one of the following for the correct answer there. Again, this is chapters 4 and 5. So chapter 4 is histology, identifying the different types of tissues, imagining how they're classified, uh, as well as their structure. So some of the questions related to the structure, the function of the different types of tissues, and in the integumentary system, the structure and functions of the skin, right? So we also talked about some of the pathologies related to the skin. So whether it's skin malignancy, it's pressure ulcers, or what's the third one that I'm thinking about? It is burns, right? Burns, pressure ulcers, and uh, skin malignancy or cancer are going to be the big ones that relate to the pathologies. And so part 1 will be 50 to 60 questions, multiple choice, multiple answer. Again, for a total of 75 points. So anywhere between 1.25 to 1.5 points each question. I'm finishing it up right now, so so again, somewhere between 50 to 60 multiple choice questions for a total of 75 points. So that's pretty steadfast there. Even though the number of questions might uh, not be exact right now. I probably have around 55 to 60 questions. The part 1 will be worth 75 points. You will have 90 minutes to complete. Now, part 2, when you think of uh, the practical, think of pictures. So what you'll have here is very similar to what you've seen in your previous exams, except now it's separate. You'll have 30 or 40 separate questions. So you will have the opportunity to take the first part of the exam or the second part of the exam and then take a break and then come back and take the second part. These 30 to 40 pictures will be worth 50 points each. So again, a total of 125 points for the exam altogether. You'll have 60 minutes to identify what structures are on this. So let's see if I have some pictures here that I can help you to identify here. Uh, oh yeah, let me get some practice questions here up for you guys real quick. But here's a couple of questions I got it here. So, take a look at some practice questions here, right? You'll be asked to identify what type of tissue you have there on the screen. So, again, what type of tissue is that? If it's bone, like you see here on the screen, you would say it's bone, comma, collect connective tissue. So, give me the specific type of tissue as well as the major classification. So this is bone. It is in the connective tissue major category, and so the correct answer there is bone. Here's another one. This is hyaline cartilage. So again, you'd say hyaline cartilage, and that part of that is bone. Is excuse me, it's in the connective tissue category, the same as bone as well. Now, layers of the skin is also going to be important. So please identifying the layers of the skin, identifying this layer of the epidermis or this layer of the epidermis. Comes directly from the website Digital Histology. So there's a link to Digital Histology on your. Let's see something here. We're going to connected. Let's do it right here. We'll go through this site. I'll go through your link here. So there's the website here. So we can take a look at the. Uh, let's go to the skin first. So there's that picture there, right? What is that layer? That is the stratum basal. What layer of the epidermis is it? So there's the stratum basal. And again, if you as it relates to those questions, I kind of clicked out of it, but there's the questions there that you can see. The next ones are going to be like, keep going down there. You'll see that a couple of slides later. You'll see the stratum spinosum. One more. Right. So there's the stratum spinosum. And so the layers of the skin is going to be important as well to identify. As well, one more thing I'll show you is you might want to get familiar with this as well. But let's see here. Now, I've been phasing this model out, but the model that you saw on your lab assignment will also be utilized in the practical component here. So if I go to my pictures, that one right there, you might want to take a picture there, a screenshot there. This is going to be a big picture. Some of those pictures related to the integumentary system. So first, you want to identify that there are the layers of the skin, right? You can see that the layers of the skin are on the left side there. There's the corneum, there's the lucidum, the granulosum, and spinosum, and basal. I'm getting something to write with right quick here. All right. So here I got a little bit something to write with now. There's that. There's that. Oh, I see what I did. Let's put this picture up here. So again, here we go. We've got the layers of the skin here. There it is. Okay. So we've got, let's see if I can zoom in here for you. There we go. Okay. So there we go. The stratum corneum, that's number one here, goes from here to here. You've got the stratum lucidum, that is, and then there's that very thin layer. Stratum lucidum is that second layer right there. The stratum granulosum is the granular layer. I'm going to clear all these off for you. The granular layer, 4, 5. And so again, one is identifying the corneum, two, stratum lucidum, three is the granular layer, four is the spinosal layer, five is the basal layer. Then you can see here, there's the papillary layer and the reticular layer, as well as some of the structures related to the skin here. So if we zoom down a little bit, there's sweat glands, there's the hair follicle, there's the papilla of the hair, or the dermal papilla, the hair root, Pancinian corpuscles, those are the sensory components there, the hypodermis, and the associated sebaceous and erictor pili with the hair follicle there. So this is the model that you want to get familiar with. You can take a screenshot, get familiar with this picture here, because this will be on the practical. It'll be, again, I've been trying to phase it out a little bit, but there are some questions related to the diagram here that you'll see in the practical. So 60 minutes is the first part. You've got the or part two, it's got the practical equals questions. So chapters 4 and 5, histology, integ related to questions. As you saw, and I gave you a couple of examples there. And then part one, again, that's traditional multiple choice, multiple answer questions. And again, over chapters 4 and 5. The exam opens again on Thursday at midnight, I guess. Thursday, midnight 01. It'll open up the first thing in the morning when you wake up. It'll be there for you guys to take. It'll close on Sunday at midnight, and I'll start grading them shortly after that. With all that in mind, I am going to wrap up this announcements section. I wish all of you guys the best of luck here on this next upcoming exam, and I look forward to seeing all your responses in the assessment. Thank you, and take care.